Let me tell you something, ladies. Men fall in love with you for only two reasons. It's not because of your beauty or your cooking skills or how good you are at being perfect. It's not about that. So let me break it down for you. The first reason is simple. They love your energy. They fall in love with how you make them feel. When you're around, they feel like they can conquer the world. You give them a sense of peace. You make them feel strong, like nothing can touch them. It's not your looks. It's the way your energy impacts them. It's the way you light up a room. When they're in your presence, they're ready to take on whatever life throws at them. But here's the catch. You need to protect that energy. Keep it authentic. Keep it real. You don't need to change for anybody. Keep your energy aligned with who you are, because that's what makes you special. The second reason is this. They fall in love with your mind. See, men don't fall for the superficial stuff for long. They may notice it, but that's not what keeps them. What keeps them is your mind. It's the way you think. It's the way you challenge them to be better. You see, they fall in love with how you inspire them. You don't even need to try. You do it naturally. The way you think, the way you understand the world, it makes them want to grow, evolve, and be the best version of themselves. But be warned, ladies, this is a precious gift. Don't dumb yourself down for anyone. Keep pushing your intellect, keep growing, keep learning. Never stop being the woman who speaks her mind and has her own opinions. So remember this, men fall in love with your energy and your mind. And that's real talk. You are powerful, you are beautiful, but most importantly, you are unique. Never forget that. Let me leave you with this. When a man falls in love with you for those reasons, it's deep. It's not just about the surface. It's not just about attraction. It's about a connection that goes beyond anything physical. So own it. Be that energy. Be that mind. Be the woman who's not just seen but felt. Energy is one of the most overlooked yet powerful aspects of attraction. When it comes to men falling in love, it's not just about the external or superficial things that grab their attention. It's how they feel when they're around you. And what makes them feel good, what makes them feel strong, what makes them feel peaceful, is the energy you give off. It's that feeling you radiate that can make a man's day better or brighter simply by your presence. It's the energy that can inspire confidence in him, make him want to be better, and even make him feel like he can conquer anything when you're by his side. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you smile, or even the way you walk into a room. That energy speaks volumes before you ever say a word. People, especially men, can sense that energy from the moment they meet you. And here's the thing, it's not something that you have to try hard to create. It's innate, it's part of who you are. It's the essence of your being, a reflection of your inner peace, your self-confidence, your passions, and your emotional intelligence. Men fall for that energy because it's something that makes them feel connected to something greater than themselves. It makes them feel grounded, like they found a safe place in your presence. But energy doesn't come from pretending to be something you're not. In fact, when you try to fake it, when you try to put on a mask or force a persona, the energy you put out is immediately detected as disingenuous. People, particularly men, can sense when a woman is not being authentic. The minute that energy is fake, it loses its charm. That's why it's so important to protect your energy and make sure it's always aligned with who you truly are. Don't try to be someone else to please others or attract a man. Men aren't falling in love with the mask you put on. They're falling for the woman behind it. Real energy comes from being yourself, unapologetically. When you are comfortable in your own skin, that confidence radiates in every direction. You don't have to try to be someone you're not. The more authentic you are, the more powerful your energy will be. And that's what attracts a man to you. It's your vibe, your authenticity, your ability to simply be who you are in a world that constantly tries to tell you to be something different. When a man sees that you have no qualms about being your true self, he can't help but be drawn to you. He can feel the genuine power of your energy, and that power is what makes him want to be near you. What's more, your energy doesn't just affect the way a man feels around you, it affects the entire atmosphere. When you walk into a room, when you speak, when you laugh, that energy sets the tone. It can shift the mood, it can lighten the room, or it can calm the chaos. A man falls for a woman whose energy is strong, balanced, and positive because it's not something they experience every day. It's magnetic. They begin to associate that energy with feelings of safety, love, and joy, and that's something men crave, something that they begin to desire more than anything else. Men fall in love with a woman's energy because it's not something that can be easily replicated. It's unique to you. Every person has their own vibrational frequency, and yours is different from anyone else's. When a man is in your presence, he can feel that frequency, and it's something he can't just walk away from. It stays with him. When you're emotionally available, calm, centered, and joyful, that energy wraps itself around him and makes him feel better. He feels like he's found a sanctuary, a person who can match his energy, someone who makes him feel at ease even when the world is chaotic. And this is the magic. This is why men fall in love with your energy. It has the power to bring peace, strength, and balance into their lives. It has the power to change the course of their day, their week, their life. But here's the important part. You must nurture and protect that energy. Just as it can be given freely, it can also be drained, especially when you're surrounded by negativity, drama, or people who try to diminish your light. And when you allow others to drain your energy, you start to lose that spark. Men can feel that too, and it affects how they feel about you. So it's crucial to keep that energy in check, to surround yourself with positivity, and to always stay true to yourself. When you protect that energy, you continue to shine, and when you shine, you become irresistible. A woman's energy isn't just about being positive all the time. It's about being in tune with your emotions and knowing how to navigate through the ups and downs of life. It's about embracing your flaws, your strengths, and everything that makes you, you. A man can fall in love with that. He can fall in love with the way you handle the challenges life throws at you, with the way you bounce back from setbacks, and with the way you continue to grow. That energy is powerful, and it's what draws him to you. So remember, energy is not just something you bring, it's something you create. Keep it strong, keep it authentic, and let it be the force that pulls the right person towards you. The second reason men fall in love with you, and perhaps the most overlooked, is because of your mind. Now, I'm not talking about just how smart you are, how much you know, or how much you can talk about a wide variety of topics. I'm talking about the depth of your thinking, your ability to challenge a man's ideas, and how you stimulate his intellect. Men fall in love with women who make them think, women who don't just accept the status quo but challenge the way things are. Men want a partner who can expand their thinking, who can offer a new perspective on life, who isn't afraid to push them out of their comfort zone. There's something magnetic about a woman who is confident in her own intellectual power. It's not about pretending to know everything or trying to impress him with your knowledge. It's about being authentic, being curious, and showing a genuine passion for the world around you. When you can converse about more than just the small talk, when you can dive into meaningful discussions about culture, politics, philosophy, or the deeper questions of life, it's like a spark ignites. Men are drawn to this. It makes them feel alive, challenged, and curious themselves. It's this type of energy that keeps them intrigued, not just for a short time, but for the long haul. But let's be clear, it's not just about having a vast amount of knowledge. It's about how you think. It's about the way your mind works, how you process information, and how you view the world. Men love women who see things differently, who approach problems and challenges with fresh eyes. You don't have to be an expert in every field, but your willingness to engage with the world in an intellectually stimulating way is what makes you stand out. It's your ability to make him see things from a new angle, to make him think about things he's never thought about before. That's powerful. And that's what attracts him to you. And let me tell you, men aren't just attracted to intellect for the sake of it. They're attracted to the way your mind makes them better. A man who loves your mind is a man who knows that being with you means growth. It means becoming a better version of himself. Your intellect doesn't just serve to make the relationship interesting. It serves to push him to be better, to think critically, to challenge his own assumptions, and to evolve. Men admire a woman who has opinions, who stands firm on her beliefs, and who doesn't just go along with what everyone else is doing. They're drawn to that strength and that conviction because it's something they don't see in every woman. One of the most alluring things about a woman's mind is how she can make a man think about things differently. It's the way you can take a simple conversation and turn it into something profound. Men love when a woman challenges them intellectually, not by being confrontational or argumentative, but by presenting ideas, perspectives, and insights that make them see things they never thought about before. You don't have to agree with everything he says or believe everything he believes, but having a mind of your own that sparks his curiosity is what makes you incredibly attractive. A woman who thinks for herself is a woman who stands apart from the crowd. Men fall for that kind of independence and intellectual depth. And here's the truth, it's not just about talking. It's also about listening. Men love women who can listen attentively, who can absorb their thoughts and ideas, and then offer insight that shows they've been paying attention. Being able to listen actively, to engage with what he's saying, and to offer a thoughtful response shows that you're not just interested in your own perspective, but in his as well. This is how connections are built, not just on shared experiences, but on shared intellectual growth. When you listen and engage, when you challenge and expand, it deepens the relationship in ways that surface-level attraction simply can't. Moreover, when you possess a powerful mind, you're not just attracting any man. You're attracting a man who values depth over surface-level qualities. You're attracting someone who is looking for substance. While looks might initially grab attention, it's the mind that sustains the relationship. A man who falls in love with your mind doesn't just want a pretty face by his side. He wants a woman who can stimulate his thoughts, inspire his creativity, and provide an intellectual counterpart in his life. You're not just a partner to him. You're an equal, someone who challenges him to grow, to learn, and to evolve in ways he never imagined. But here's something important to remember. Don't dumb yourself down for anyone. Don't pretend to be less intelligent or less thoughtful in an attempt to fit into a man's expectations or to make him feel more comfortable. A real, meaningful relationship is built on mutual respect and equality. If you suppress your intellect to make someone else feel better about themselves, you're doing yourself a disservice. The right man will fall in love with your mind and will appreciate the depth, the wisdom, and the strength that comes with it. The right man will want you to be the best version of yourself, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. And he will fall in love with the way you make him better, the way you expand his horizons, and the way you inspire him to reach new heights. When a man falls in love with your mind, it's deeper than just intellectual attraction. It's about a profound emotional connection. It's the kind of love that makes him want to be a better person because of you. You make him want to think harder, work smarter, and become the best version of himself, because that's the power of your mind. And that's why, in the end, it's not just about looks, it's not just about chemistry, and it's not just about physical attraction. It's about the deep, lasting impact you have on his thinking, on his perspective, and on his growth as a person. Men fall in love with women who challenge them, and by that I mean they're drawn to women who don't just accept the status quo, but who push them to grow, evolve, and become better versions of themselves. If you think about it, there's something deeply attractive about a woman who isn't afraid to question things. A woman who challenges a man's thinking. who inspires him to take a deeper look at his life, his choices, and his path, is someone who creates lasting change in his world. It's not just about creating conflict for the sake of it. It's about helping him see things from a new perspective, encouraging him to think differently, and motivating him to be a better person. When you challenge a man, it's not about trying to change him or make him something he's not. It's about inspiring growth. It's about showing him the best version of himself and encouraging him to reach for that version. Men often fall into patterns in their lives, whether in their careers, relationships, or self-perception. They may settle into routines that feel comfortable but aren't necessarily fulfilling or growth-oriented. That's where a woman's challenge comes in. By questioning those patterns, by bringing in new ideas and perspectives, you help him break out of his comfort zone and see the world through a different lens. That's not something most people experience every day, and it's one of the reasons a man will be drawn to you, because you make him feel that growth is not only possible, but essential. But challenging someone isn't always easy. It's not about pushing buttons just to stir the pot. It's about being a supportive partner who knows how to nudge a person towards self-improvement. A man doesn't want to feel attacked or criticized when you're challenging him. He wants to feel supported, understood, and encouraged. So while challenging him, you need to make sure that the approach is thoughtful, respectful, and motivating. A woman who can communicate her thoughts with empathy and understanding while still encouraging growth is someone who fosters a strong, lasting connection. You help him rise above his limitations, and in doing so, you strengthen the bond between you both. The truth is, men are often looking for someone who can challenge their beliefs in a constructive way. It doesn't matter how smart they are, how successful they might seem, or how much life experience they have. They're still human, and they want a woman who will hold them to a higher standard. They want someone who can push them to be better, to think beyond their narrow view, and to take risks that will help them grow personally and professionally. This isn't about demanding perfection, but about inspiring them to pursue greatness, whether it's in their work, their passions, or even their personal relationships. When you challenge a man to evolve, you make him feel alive in ways he might not have before. This challenge doesn't always have to be a major life-changing event. It could be something as simple as encouraging him to pursue a hobby he's been putting off, or pushing him to take on new challenges at work. Sometimes it's about motivating him to push past his fears, like encouraging him to be more open and vulnerable in the relationship, or to confront aspects of his past that he's been avoiding. Regardless of the size or scope of the challenge, what matters is that you're helping him grow and evolve into a better version of himself. This process of continuous growth is incredibly attractive to men because it speaks to their deeper desires to not only be loved, but to become the best possible versions of themselves. And a woman who helps them achieve that becomes indispensable in their lives. It's also important to recognize that this process of growth is mutual. While a man will certainly be drawn to a woman who challenges him to become better, it's essential for you to be growing and evolving as well. Relationships are not about one person constantly pulling the other forward. They are about both people contributing to each other's growth. When a man sees that you're constantly challenging yourself to improve, whether it's by pursuing your dreams, confronting your fears, or expanding your horizons, it encourages him to do the same. Growth is contagious. If you're both evolving together, you create an environment in which both of you are motivated, inspired, and empowered to keep improving, both as individuals and as partners. Furthermore, growth in a relationship doesn't just happen through intellectual challenges or emotional encouragement. It also occurs when you push each other to explore new experiences together. Growth happens when you step out of your comfort zone as a couple, when you try new things, take risks, and tackle challenges together. Whether it's traveling to new places, starting a new project, or facing a shared obstacle, going through experiences that challenge both of you to adapt and grow strengthens the bond between you. It's these shared experiences that build a deeper connection. Because when you face challenges together, you create a foundation of trust, respect, and understanding that can withstand life's toughest moments. Finally, a man who has fallen in love with a woman who challenges him will also appreciate the strength it takes to hold your own in the relationship. Challenging him doesn't mean trying to be right all the time or winning arguments. It means being able to stand firm in your own beliefs and ideas while also being open to his. It's about finding that balance between respect for each other's perspectives and a shared commitment to grow together. This mutual respect fosters a sense of partnership and equality where both individuals can thrive and feel valued. When a man sees that you're not afraid to challenge him, but that you do so with love, respect, and a desire to see him become the best version of himself, he will fall for you all over again, not just for who you are, but for the woman who makes him want to be more. When it comes to love, one of the most powerful things a man can fall in love with is a woman's sense of self-worth and confidence. Confidence is magnetic. It radiates from a person in ways that draw others in, but more importantly, it sets the tone for how a man will treat you and how you will treat yourself in the relationship. A woman who knows her value, who is unapologetically herself, attracts not only admiration, but deep respect. Confidence isn't something you fake, it's something you cultivate and exude by recognizing your own worth. It's the knowledge that you deserve to be loved, treated well, and respected, and that you will never settle for less than what you're worth. Self-worth is an internal belief that guides every decision you make, and men are naturally attracted to women who carry themselves with that inner assurance. When you walk into a room, knowing you are worthy of love and respect, you send a clear message to everyone around you, especially to the man who is observing you. This energy doesn't come from bragging or putting others down, but from simply being grounded in who you are, flaws and all. Men find this kind of quiet strength compelling because it's a rare quality. It shows that you are emotionally independent, self-sufficient, and not in need of validation from others. You know your worth, and you walk in it without needing to prove anything. The foundation of self-worth is built upon your own beliefs about who you are and the value you bring to the world. It's not about outward appearances, status, or accolades. It's about understanding your intrinsic value as a human being. When a woman truly believes in her worth, she doesn't allow herself to be treated poorly, whether by a partner, family, friends, or society. She sets boundaries and holds people accountable, knowing that her time and energy are precious. A man who sees a woman with this kind of self-respect knows that if he wants to be a part of her life, he must show up as the best version of himself too. He understands that she won't settle for anything less than respect and reciprocity, which is why men who are serious about building a strong relationship fall in love with women who have a solid sense of self-worth. Confidence also plays a crucial role in how a woman approaches challenges and opportunities. A woman who is confident in her abilities doesn't shy away from obstacles. She faces them head-on with grace and determination. This kind of strength is inspiring. Men are naturally attracted to women who don't let fear or uncertainty dictate their lives. Instead, they see challenges as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. This confidence allows a woman to navigate life's ups and downs without losing herself. Men admire this quality because it reflects a deep inner strength, one that comes from knowing that no matter what happens, she will rise and thrive. This resilience and the ability to keep moving forward, regardless of circumstances, is one of the most attractive traits a woman can possess. Furthermore, confidence creates a space where a man can be vulnerable. It's ironic, but true. When a woman is confident and self-assured, it allows a man to drop his guard and be vulnerable with her. There's a unique kind of safety that comes from being with someone who knows and values themselves. When you're confident, you're not threatened by his weaknesses or insecurities. Instead, you see them as a part of who he is, and you create an environment where he feels free to express himself honestly. This vulnerability fosters intimacy and trust. two essential ingredients in any relationship. Men fall in love with women who can handle their vulnerability and in turn allow them to be vulnerable in return. It's this mutual exchange of authenticity and openness that deepens emotional connections. One of the most important aspects of self-worth and confidence is not only how you perceive yourself, but also how you act toward others. A woman who values herself treats others with the same respect and kindness she expects in return. This doesn't mean being overly generous or giving up your boundaries to please others, but it means recognizing that you deserve positive relationships and interactions. When you show respect and kindness to others, you create a ripple effect where people, especially men, begin to see the best in you. They see that you are capable of nurturing, loving, and giving, while also maintaining healthy boundaries. This dynamic allows for a harmonious and balanced relationship where both partners feel valued. A confident woman also understands the importance of self-care. She knows that in order to give love and care to others, she must first take care of herself. Whether it's prioritizing her physical, emotional, or mental well-being, she recognizes that self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. Men find this incredibly attractive because it signals maturity and emotional intelligence. A woman who invests in herself is not someone who is waiting for others to complete her, but someone who is whole and fulfilled on her own. This sense of completeness is what makes her the best partner she can be. When a man sees that you can love and take care of yourself, he realizes that you don't need him to complete you. Rather, you will both come together to complement each other. Lastly, confidence and self-worth aren't about being perfect or always having it all together. It's about embracing your flaws and imperfections and still standing tall. Men are drawn to women who are comfortable in their own skin, who don't feel the need to conform to societal pressures or ideals. When a woman shows vulnerability by accepting her flaws and imperfections, it allows a man to accept his own. This creates a space for genuine growth and connection because both partners are secure enough to face their shortcomings and build a relationship based on mutual support, understanding, and respect. Confidence doesn't mean being flawless. It means embracing who you are in all your complexity and standing firm in the knowledge that you are worthy of love and respect as you are. One of the most powerful things that can draw a man in and make him fall in love is emotional intelligence. It's a quality that goes beyond just being sensitive or empathetic. Emotional intelligence encompasses the ability to understand and manage both your own emotions and the emotions of others. This kind of awareness allows for deeper connections and healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Men are attracted to women who can navigate their own emotions with grace, but who also have the ability to understand and respond to the emotions of those around them. When you are emotionally intelligent, you create an environment of understanding and security, and that is incredibly alluring to a man who is looking for someone who will make him feel seen and understood. Emotional intelligence is about more than just being able to sympathize with someone when they're upset or angry. It's about recognizing your own emotional triggers and patterns, understanding why you feel the way you do, and knowing how to respond in a way that is constructive and supportive. A woman who has emotional intelligence doesn't let her emotions control her. She is able to process them in a healthy way. This self-awareness allows her to communicate more effectively, to avoid unnecessary conflicts, and to foster deeper emotional intimacy in a relationship. A man is drawn to a woman who is in control of her emotions, because it creates a sense of stability and calm in the relationship. One of the key aspects of emotional intelligence is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. A woman with strong emotional intelligence can not only recognize when her partner is upset, stressed, or anxious, but she knows how to approach the situation in a compassionate and understanding way. She listens without judgment, offers support, and makes her partner feel heard and valued. Men appreciate women who have this ability because it shows that they are not only emotionally available, but that they also have the capacity to be there for them during tough times. This kind of emotional support is essential in building a strong, resilient relationship. When a man feels emotionally supported, he feels secure, and that security deepens his affection and commitment. Another component of emotional intelligence is emotional regulation, the ability to manage one's emotions in a healthy and productive manner. Life can throw a lot of curveballs, and relationships are no different. There will be disagreements, frustrations, and moments of stress. And it's in these moments that emotional intelligence truly shines. A woman who is able to stay calm under pressure, who can handle conflict without escalating it, and who knows how to maintain a sense of perspective, creates an environment where the relationship can flourish. Men are drawn to women who don't react impulsively, but who take the time to process their emotions before responding. This ability to regulate emotions allows for better communication and conflict resolution, which strengthens the relationship over time. Emotional intelligence also extends to self-awareness and self-regulation in the context of personal growth. A woman with high emotional intelligence is someone who is always reflecting on her own actions and behaviors. She understands how her emotions and actions can impact those around her, and she works to continuously improve her emotional responses. Men are attracted to women who are introspective, who take accountability for their actions, and who strive to grow both emotionally and spiritually. This quality signals maturity and emotional strength, and it creates a foundation of trust. When a man knows that his partner is committed to personal growth and emotional development, he feels inspired to do the same. Moreover, emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in creating a positive emotional atmosphere in the relationship. A woman who is emotionally intelligent doesn't just react to events. She actively shapes the emotional climate of the relationship. She brings positivity, optimism, and emotional balance into the relationship, making her partner feel uplifted and motivated. Men appreciate women who can set a positive tone in the relationship, especially during challenging times. When emotions run high, the ability to stay centered and balanced is a powerful gift. A man will fall in love with a woman who can bring emotional stability, joy, and calm into his life, creating a safe space for both of them to grow and thrive. A key part of emotional intelligence in relationships is understanding how to balance emotional needs and desires. Every individual has emotional needs, and being able to identify and communicate those needs in a relationship is vital for its success. A woman who is emotionally intelligent knows how to express her needs without coming across as demanding or unrealistic. She communicates her feelings in a way that fosters understanding and compromise. Similarly, she is attuned to her partner's emotional needs and knows how to meet them in a way that is both supportive and healthy. This reciprocal care and emotional understanding create a deep sense of mutual respect and connection, which strengthens the bond between partners. A man is drawn to a woman who can nurture him emotionally, just as much as he is drawn to someone who knows how to set boundaries and prioritize her own emotional well-being. Lastly, emotional intelligence allows a woman to be an emotionally available partner. It's one thing to understand your own emotions, but it's another to be emotionally open and present for your partner. A woman who is emotionally available listens to her partner, offers emotional support when needed, and shares her own feelings and vulnerabilities in a healthy, constructive way. This emotional openness fosters trust, intimacy, and deep connection. Men crave this kind of emotional availability because it creates a space where they can also be vulnerable and express themselves freely. When both partners feel emotionally safe and supported, it lays the groundwork for a truly loving and lasting relationship. A man will fall in love with a woman who makes him feel seen, heard, and understood on an emotional level, because that connection is not something he can easily find elsewhere. Independence is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can possess, and it's something that men consistently fall in love with. There's a certain allure to a woman who is self-sufficient, who has her own life, her own passions, and her own dreams. It's not about needing a man to complete her, but rather about showing that she is whole and fulfilled on her own. Independence doesn't mean being distant or unavailable. It means having the confidence to live life on your own terms, while still being open to a partnership that enhances your life. Men are drawn to women who are not afraid to stand alone, who can make their own decisions, and who aren't dependent on anyone else for their happiness or sense of self-worth. An independent woman brings a sense of balance into a relationship. She isn't looking for a partner to solve all of her problems or to provide for her emotionally, financially, or socially. Instead, she understands that she is capable of handling her own challenges, and she approaches life with the strength and resilience to do so. Men find this incredibly attractive because it shows that she's not a burden to him. Rather, she's someone who is capable, resourceful, and self-reliant. This sense of autonomy doesn't make her less committed to the relationship. It actually makes her more so, because she is entering the relationship as an equal, bringing her own life and experiences to the table. Independence doesn't just manifest in financial or emotional self-sufficiency. It also appears in a woman's personal growth and development. A woman who is independent isn't afraid to pursue her own dreams and goals, even if they don't align with her partner's. She's focused on her own personal evolution, whether it's in her career, her education, or her hobbies. She doesn't lose herself in a relationship. Instead, she uses the relationship as a platform to continue growing. Men are attracted to this because they know that an independent woman isn't going to settle for stagnation. She will always be striving to improve herself, which keeps the relationship dynamic and exciting. They know that they too will be challenged and encouraged to grow in her presence. One of the key aspects of independence is having your own social life and hobbies. A woman who has friends, interests, and activities that are her own shows that she doesn't need her partner to be everything to her. She isn't clingy or overly dependent on him for social interaction or emotional support. Instead, she finds fulfillment in her own social network, whether it's with family, friends, or pursuing activities that bring her joy. This independence allows her to maintain a healthy balance in the relationship, where both partners have their own space to thrive individually. Men are drawn to women who can enjoy time apart, knowing that they can come together as equals with fresh experiences and perspectives to share. However, an independent woman also knows how to strike a balance between autonomy and togetherness in a relationship. She doesn't isolate herself or shut her partner out, but rather finds ways to bring her independence into the relationship in a way that benefits both partners. She understands that relationships thrive on mutual respect and equality, and that's why she is willing to collaborate, compromise, and invest time in building a strong connection with her partner. Her independence doesn't make her emotionally unavailable. It makes her a more dynamic partner who is capable of offering love, support, and companionship from a place of personal strength. It's also important to note that independence comes with a certain level of emotional maturity. A woman who is independent doesn't rely on her partner to validate her emotions or to make her feel secure. She has a sense of inner peace and emotional self-sufficiency that doesn't require constant reassurance. Men find this quality especially attractive because it allows for a more relaxed and genuine connection. When a woman doesn't rely on her partner for constant emotional support or validation, it reduces unnecessary pressure and tension in the relationship. Both partners can thrive without feeling like one is emotionally draining the other, which leads to a healthier and more sustainable dynamic. Independence also means that a woman has the ability to make her own decisions and take responsibility for her own actions. She doesn't rely on others to dictate her choices or control her path. This type of autonomy is deeply appealing to men because it signals strength, confidence, and leadership. A woman who is willing to take ownership of her own life, to chart her own course, and to make decisions with conviction is someone who commands respect. Men are naturally drawn to this type of self-assuredness because it shows that she is capable, intelligent, and worthy of admiration. When a woman has a clear sense of direction in her life and is unapologetic about pursuing her goals, it inspires respect and loyalty from her partner. Lastly, the independence of a woman creates a sense of security in the relationship. When both partners have their own identities and lives outside of the relationship, it removes the pressure of needing to constantly fulfill each other's every need. This creates a healthier, more fulfilling connection where both people can maintain their individuality while still sharing a deep, emotional bond. Men are attracted to women who aren't afraid to live their lives, to be who they are, and to challenge themselves to grow. This independence offers them the same freedom to be themselves, which ultimately strengthens the partnership. When a man sees that a woman is complete on her own, he doesn't feel threatened by her independence. He feels inspired by it, and that is a key reason why men fall in love with independent women. In relationships, one of the most powerful aspects that draw men to women is their uniqueness and authenticity. A woman who embraces her true self, unapologetically and without fear of judgment, is incredibly magnetic. There's something undeniably attractive about a person who doesn't feel the need to conform to society's standards or to fit into a mold. When a woman is authentic, she exudes confidence in her own skin, and that self-assuredness is incredibly appealing. Men fall in love with women who have the courage to be themselves, who wear their individuality like a badge of honor, because it gives them permission to do the same. Authenticity creates an environment where both partners feel free to express their true selves, which fosters deeper emotional connections. Uniqueness is often about the small things that set a person apart, the way they think, the way they see the world, or the interests that make them different from others. A woman who is unique isn't afraid to embrace her quirks, passions, and hobbies, no matter how unconventional they may seem. She doesn't follow trends or try to mimic others to fit in. Instead, she carves her own path and is comfortable with who she is. Men find this type of woman compelling because her originality makes her stand out in a world full of people trying to blend in. This uniqueness is what keeps things interesting and exciting. Every interaction feels fresh because she offers something different, a perspective, an idea, or a way of being that no one else can replicate. Authenticity, on the other hand, isn't just about standing out. It's about being true to one's values, beliefs, and desires. An authentic woman doesn't pretend to be someone she's not to win approval. She doesn't wear a mask or put on an act to impress others. She is consistent in her words and actions, and she stands firm in her convictions. This kind of honesty is rare, and that's what makes it so alluring. Men are drawn to women who have a strong sense of self, who are honest about their needs, boundaries, and desires, and who don't feel the need to compromise their integrity for the sake of fitting in or pleasing others. Authenticity builds trust, and trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. The power of authenticity is that it invites others to be real too. When a woman shows up as herself, it creates an environment where her partner can drop their guard and show up authentically as well. This mutual honesty and vulnerability can create a deep emotional bond. Men fall in love with women who encourage them to be their true selves without fear of judgment or rejection. This kind of emotional safety is rare, but it's also one of the key elements that make relationships thrive. When both partners are being their authentic selves, it allows for a stronger, more genuine connection that is built on mutual respect and admiration. Furthermore, the authenticity that comes with being unique is also reflected in how a woman embraces her own flaws and imperfections. No one is perfect, and a truly authentic woman knows this. She doesn't try to hide her flaws or pretend they don't exist. Instead, she owns them. She accepts that she's not perfect and doesn't expect perfection from her partner either. This vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. It shows that she's comfortable with herself, that she doesn't need to wear a mask to be loved or accepted. Men appreciate this openness because it makes them feel that they too can be open and honest about their own imperfections. It creates a space where both partners can grow together without fear of being judged or criticized. A unique and authentic woman also doesn't rely on external validation to define her worth. She knows that her value isn't determined by the opinions of others, whether they're friends, family, or society. Her worth comes from within. She is grounded in who she is and is confident in her own abilities and desires. This self-reliance makes her incredibly attractive to men because it signals that she doesn't need someone else to complete her. She is already whole and fulfilled. And any relationship she enters is an enhancement, not a necessity. This mindset of self-sufficiency and inner strength is magnetic, and it inspires deep respect from men who are looking for someone who can hold their own in the relationship. Authenticity also plays a significant role in how a woman communicates in a relationship. A woman who is authentic is able to express her feelings, desires, and concerns clearly and honestly. She doesn't sugarcoat her emotions or hide her true thoughts. Instead, she communicates openly and with vulnerability, allowing her partner to truly understand her needs. Men are drawn to women who can articulate their emotions and thoughts with clarity. This level of communication leads to fewer misunderstandings, fewer conflicts, and a deeper sense of connection. When a woman is open and transparent about her feelings, it creates a safe space where both partners can navigate challenges together and grow stronger in their bond. Finally, the authenticity and uniqueness of a woman create an undeniable sense of intrigue. There is something captivating about someone who doesn't feel the need to conform or blend into the crowd. A woman who embraces her true self invites curiosity and interest from others, especially from men who are looking for a meaningful connection. This intrigue is not superficial. It's based on the depth of her character and the richness of her experiences. Men are drawn to women who bring something new to the table, a perspective, a way of thinking, or a way of living that is fresh and exciting. This sense of mystery, combined with authenticity, keeps the relationship dynamic and engaging, as both partners continue to discover new things about each other. Vulnerability is a powerful force in relationships, and it is often one of the key factors that make men fall in love with women. It may seem counterintuitive at first, as vulnerability is often associated with weakness, but in reality, it is a strength. When a woman is willing to show her true self, including her fears, insecurities, and struggles, she creates a space where deep emotional connection can flourish. Men are naturally drawn to women who are not afraid to open up and be vulnerable because it signals authenticity and emotional availability. The courage to be vulnerable in a relationship fosters trust, intimacy, and emotional safety, creating a bond that goes beyond surface-level attraction. One of the most important aspects of vulnerability is the willingness to share one's emotions openly. In a world that often encourages people to hide their feelings, a woman who can express her emotions honestly and without fear of judgment becomes an emotionally safe partner. When a woman is open about her fears, joys, frustrations, or dreams, it allows her partner to understand her on a deeper level. This openness builds trust because it shows that she is willing to be real and transparent, and it encourages her partner to do the same. Men find this emotional openness incredibly attractive because it creates a space where both partners can be true to themselves and feel supported without fear of rejection or ridicule. Vulnerability also involves the willingness to be seen in one's imperfections. It's not just about sharing your feelings, but also being open about your flaws, mistakes, and areas where you're still growing. A woman who can admit when she's wrong, who can ask for help when needed, and who can acknowledge her limitations shows strength and self-awareness. Men are drawn to women who are comfortable enough in their own skin to show their vulnerabilities because it creates a sense of balance and equality in the relationship. It removes the pressure to be perfect and allows both partners to embrace their humanity. This acceptance of imperfection makes a relationship feel real and grounded, creating a space for both individuals to grow without fear of judgment. Vulnerability also plays a vital role in fostering emotional intimacy. Intimacy is not just physical. It is deeply emotional and requires a certain level of openness and transparency. A woman who is vulnerable invites her partner into her inner world, allowing him to see the parts of her that are often hidden. This emotional closeness creates a bond that transcends physical attraction. Men are naturally drawn to women who can be emotionally available and open, as it allows for a deeper, more meaningful connection. When a woman opens up and shares her true self, it encourages the man to do the same, leading to a deeper sense of closeness and understanding that strengthens the relationship. One of the most beautiful things about vulnerability is that it fosters a sense of mutual care and support. When both partners are vulnerable with each other, they become more attuned to each other's emotional needs. A woman who is willing to be vulnerable shows her partner that she trusts him with her heart, and in turn, the man feels a responsibility to protect and care for her. This vulnerability creates a dynamic of mutual support, where both partners are willing to show up for each other in their times of need. Men fall in love with women who make them feel like they are needed and valued, and vulnerability is one of the key ways to cultivate that sense of deep emotional connection and shared responsibility. While vulnerability can deepen emotional intimacy, it also enhances the emotional security within a relationship. When a woman is vulnerable, she communicates that she is willing to take risks and invest emotionally in the relationship. This willingness to be open about one's feelings, hopes, and fears signals emotional maturity and a genuine desire to build a meaningful connection. Men appreciate women who show them the courage to be vulnerable because it fosters an environment where both partners can feel emotionally secure. This sense of security is crucial for creating a healthy and lasting relationship. It removes the fear of emotional rejection and allows both partners to open up, share their truths, and work through challenges together. Furthermore, vulnerability fosters deep emotional growth. By allowing oneself to be vulnerable, a woman gives herself the opportunity to explore her own feelings and understand her own emotional landscape. This process of self-discovery helps to build emotional resilience and awareness. Men find this emotional intelligence and self-awareness attractive because it shows that a woman is not afraid to engage with her own emotional world. Instead of avoiding or suppressing her emotions, she faces them head-on, allowing her to grow and evolve as an individual. This emotional growth enriches the relationship, as both partners are able to develop together and navigate life's challenges with greater understanding and empathy. Finally, vulnerability can create a sense of emotional balance in a relationship. When a woman is able to be vulnerable, it invites her partner to reciprocate with his own vulnerability, creating an equal emotional exchange. This balance is essential for fostering a healthy relationship where both partners feel comfortable expressing themselves and being supported. Men are drawn to women who offer emotional safety and openness because it creates an environment where both people can be their true selves. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a powerful tool for building trust, connection, and intimacy. A woman's willingness to be vulnerable shows that she is invested in the relationship and that she values emotional depth over surface-level connections. Men are often drawn to this kind of emotional authenticity because it creates the foundation for a lasting, meaningful bond. As we wrap up today, let's reflect on the power of the qualities that truly attract men, the ones that aren't based on superficial standards but on genuine connection. Men fall in love for reasons far deeper than appearances or fleeting moments. They fall in love with the strength found in your independence, the warmth of your emotional intelligence, the allure of your authenticity, and the vulnerability that allows them to connect with you on a level that transcends the surface. It's these qualities that create the foundation for true love. When you can stand confidently in your individuality, when you embrace your flaws, when you nurture your passions, and when you approach your relationships with honesty and authenticity, you create an environment that is rich with the potential for something real and lasting. These are the qualities that not only attract men, but make them stay. They fall for you because of your heart, your mind, and your soul. The love that's built on these things is the love that endures, the kind of love that strengthens with time. So remember, your uniqueness, your emotional intelligence, your strength, your vulnerability. These are not just traits, they are gifts that you give not only to others, but to yourself. As you continue to grow, to be authentic, to embrace your true self, you will continue to draw in the kind of love that is built on respect, deep connection, and shared understanding. In the end, it's not about trying to fit into someone else's expectations. It's about finding someone who truly sees you for who you are and loving you all the more for it. So keep being you, unapologetically and with purpose, because when you do, the right person will love you for all the right reasons.